This video is about the 5 worst things about living here in Murrieta, California. If you're thinking about making a move here, watch this video. You can get some perspectives from someone that's actually lived here in the valley for a long time and see if any of them are deal breakers for you. All right, let's get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I am a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team here in Murrieta and Temecula, California. This video is going to be about the 5 worst things about living here in Murrieta, California. So we're going to talk to you. I'll give you my perspective on on some of the worst things about actually living here in the valley. I've been here over 20 years. I went to high school out here. I've seen the area really blow up over the last 20 years, and I think I can give you really good perspective on what it's like from a local and some of the worst parts about actually being here in the valley. So, but first, if you are liking the videos, please go ahead and hit like. Please go ahead and hit subscribe. It helps me, it helps the channel. Obviously, I'm trying to continue to grow it. And if you have any real estate questions, or if you're thinking about making a move here or from the area, I definitely would love to hear from you. So you can feel free, call, text, email. We have a lot of people that reach out each week, and either myself or someone from our team, we would love to hear from you. I'd love to chat with you and see if there's anything that we can do to help you, or even just help you through your research mission. So please go ahead and reach out if you are interested in chatting. So again, this video is going to be about some of the worst things about living here in the valley. First, kind of a good solid disclaimer. So I've lived here in the valley, so Temecula, Murrieta, and actually Winchester, California, for over 20 years, right? I've been here quite a long time. This is where all of my real estate business is here locally. First thing I want to say, I love living here in the valley. So I am not bashing on the city. I'm just trying to give a different perspective on why maybe someone would not want to move here. So please, if you're going to email me or call me or tell me I'm bashing the city, that's not the case. I'm just giving you the flip side of the coin and trying to give you a different perspective from painting it all rosy. So because bottom line, not every city is going to be perfect place for everyone to live. So I love living here. I raised my family here. All my business is here local, and we plan to stay here for a very long time. But you might not be the right fit for you. So hopefully this is good information for you. So again, we're talking about the 5 worst things about living here in Murrieta. So the number one worst thing about living here, it's the heat. It's the temperature. I mean, it's hot. So right now it's like middle of July. I'm recording it. It's a very average summer day, and it's 90 degrees outside. So, and that is actually the average temperature in August and September, between 89 and 90 degrees. And of course, if we have a heat wave, we're going to get well over 100. So very average temperatures 89, 90. You get a heat wave up to 105, 104, 106, right in that range, and that'll last for 3-4 days at a time. So just know when you're thinking about making a move here, it's hot, right? It's hotter than San Diego, hotter than LA, hotter in Orange County. Of course, we're also a lot more affordable, and that would be why. Pretty much every house out here has central AC, so you can flip that on, but it gets hot, so there's no doubt about it. Another thing to point out about that, which one of the things I love about living here, as opposed to like being out in the desert, like in Vegas or like Palm Springs or something like that, is although it gets hot during the day, even if we're in the middle of a heat wave and it's 103 outside all day, by the time it gets later in the day, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we get a really nice breeze. It really cools the air down and makes it feel super comfortable. So we might be hot during the day, but it'll cool down to 70, 71, 72, 65 or so in the evening. So you can go to a restaurant, you can sit outside, you can be real comfortable. That's a big plus as opposed to some other areas where we don't have that, and we don't have humidity. So it's hot, but it's a dry heat, so it's a lot more pleasant than living out in Florida or something like that, to me at least. So the second worst thing about living here is kind of ties into the weather. Again, it's just we don't get a lot of rain. So on average, it's less than 10 inches per year of rain. So if you like all the seasons, you're really not going to get that here. Winter kind of comes and goes. It's here for like a week or two. We'll get a storm or two, and we get a few days of rain, and that's really about it. So we do not get all 4 seasons, that's for sure. No snow, very little rain. and it was Southern California. So that's just something to know when I'm meeting with people that are moving from different states or different areas. That's like a big thing from them. They're like, where's the turning of fall leaves? And well, that kind of happens in December for us. It's just different. It's a different climate. So that's definitely something to know. Third worst thing about living here, and really that's that we are about an hour away from any big, large city. So what that means, we're about an hour away from San Diego, from downtown San Diego. We're about an hour away from the heart of Orange County, and we're actually over an hour away from LA. We're probably an hour and a half to maybe even 2.5 hours, depending on traffic and whatnot, to LA. So what that means is although we are within driving distance and within a day trip timeline, we're still at the hike. You really got to commit a whole day to get out there. So if we're going to go to the beach, you're going to really commit the whole day to going to the beach, right? You can't just like pop down there for an hour or two, because it's probably not worth your time to make the drive. So that's something that I hear from people. They feel like, hey, we're too far away from some of the big cities. For me, again, we got the kids, so I think it's a really good balance where we can still we can get out to Disneyland in an hour, we can get to the zoo in an hour in San Diego, we can get to the beach in less than an hour. I think it's a really good balance, but not everyone's really gonna feel that way. So reason number 4 that you wouldn't like living here in Murrieta is that really to do any fun activity here locally, you're going to drive to Temecula. So I've actually lived in the city of Murrieta for probably, I guess, 11 out of the last 12 years. And what I found by living there is we really spent all of our time in the city of Temecula. So what that means for like restaurants, for shopping, for entertainment. So the city of Murrieta has very, very little of that. I mean, there's a handful, really just a handful of small local restaurants. Other than that, there's just kind of the chains, the Chili's and the Applebee's and all that, Chipotle's and all those type of things. But for anything, like any nicer restaurant, really we're going to Temecula. So whether you're going to go to the mall for some of the bigger name stuff, or you're going to go to the wineries out in Temecula, which have like their really nice restaurants and stuff there, or you're going to go to like Old Town Temecula, which has more of that downtown area and has dozens and dozens of restaurants down there to choose from. So Murrieta, Old Town has 3-4 different places. So you're real limited on selections there. So you're going to spend a lot of time in the city of Temecula, right? The flip side of that is it's only a 10-minute drive, right? It's not like we're commuting 45 minutes to get down there. It's really super bearable. It's not bad at all as far as I'm concerned. But if you're not from around the area and you don't know that's something you want to know, is you're really not in the heart of all the entertainment and restaurants and all that. You gotta just drive a little bit to get there. But that's why Murrieta is a little bit less expensive. So, and then reason number 5, so the 5th worst thing about living here in Murrieta, California is it's just the traffic, right? So living in Southern California, I mean, if you're not from the area, you're probably aware, you've seen the news, you've seen some headline somewhere. I mean, the traffic sucks here, right? And here locally, it wasn't this way 10 years ago, definitely not 20 years ago, but as the area has grown so much, I mean, the freeways are only made to support so many people. So especially at rush hour in the morning, ton of traffic going south to San Diego. So it's a 15 freeway, takes to San Diego, gets real jammed up. In the evening, coming home, you have the rush hour coming back home. So it's coming north on the 15, again from San Diego. So that gets super jammed up. Really from Escondido all the way through, there's traffic now. And it gets super, super bad right where you have your city line between Temecula and Murrieta. So where the 215 splits off into its own freeway. So it gets super jammed up. It can take a long time, and it's real frustrating if you're making that commute every day. So it's just something you got to know. There's a lot of traffic there at rush hour. So I have a lot of clients will kind of dodge their commute time so they can go earlier or later in the day to kind of beat that true rush hour. That's going to help a lot. Or also if you're commuting north, if you're commuting north on the 15, you're going to hit a ton of traffic in Corona on the 15, on the 91. If you're going to LA, Orange County, I mean, there's just a lot of traffic. I mean, Southern California. So that's something that you need to know and you should be aware of if you are going to be commuting. So that was definitely For most people, the biggest pain point about living here is the traffic. And if you're commuting and you're in that traffic every day, that's not going to be super fun. So nowadays, so many more people are working from home or have some sort of a local job. A lot of people working from remote. That really takes away that pain point. So it makes this area a lot more desirable. But if you're going to be commuting, that's something to know. You're going to have traffic, and you're going to have to deal with it. So that'd be the fifth worst part about living here in Murrieta, California. So I really hope that's a good perspective for you guys. If you want any more feedback from me or some of my experiences of what it's like to actually live in the area, or you want some information about the area, Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, or any of the surrounding areas, I'd love to answer any questions you guys may have. Again, like I mentioned, feel free, call, text, email. Would love to hear from you. Love to chat with you, and hopefully talk to you guys soon. All right, thanks again.